So in those days, in the early 1900s, it was customary for middle class families to employ a resident housekeeper, and that was the case with my grandparents, who lived in Camberwell in South London. They expected their sons, usually the sons, to come and visit them on Christmas Eve, and then it occurred to them that on Christmas Day the maid was going to have a very, very busy time, because she would have to do all the main cooking and serving of the joint and all the rest of it. So they didn't want to make Christmas Eve another very difficult meal, and so they looked around to think, well, what would be really easy, and they decided on having sausages and mash, because it's a nutritious meal, easily prepared, and would be a good way of feeding the sons and daughters when they appeared on Christmas Eve. So that is how the custom started. And each of the children, as they grew up, started to follow that procedure themselves. So even although we come now in 100 years later, members of the family on Christmas Eve still continue to have their sausage and mash. And because there are a lot of people who are not able to attend, it has always been customary to propose a toast for absent friends. And this practice has now gone on continuously for several hundreds of years, really. And I should imagine the odds are that it will continue. I think one of the important things really is to remember that the life that we enjoy today has been due to the efforts and planning of previous generations. And it's our responsibility now to try and make our contribution clear, so that it joins on with the other ideas which have been submitted over the years by different members of the families. Because there's so much goodness in the world, and we just need to remember all the plus signs and help some of the perhaps not so convinced members of our family that life continues at a standard which is appropriate to the efforts which we make as individuals. If we don't make the effort, we are not going to get any payback. Really, there's no quick way of achieving things. I think if one can try and have a number of standards within one's own thinking, that we try to think first and foremost of other people in our immediate environment, and how we can improve things for them, and also, you know, to do what we can to help in the community where some cooperative efforts are necessary in order to develop our society as a very integral part of living on a world. And I don't think I can really say any more than that. I suppose I've had overall had a very fortunate life. I've had, like most people, I've had my difficulties, and my physical condition has not been much help to me at times. But I've had other wonderful people that have had contact with me over the years, and I'm sure that anything that I can do now is to try and pass a little of that spirit over to subsequent generations. And if I manage to help someone else to enjoy life in the way I have, I feel I shall have succeeded in what I try to do. Yes, and I think that's about all I can easily say, really. Yes, right, there's a conclusion there.
you.